I think he's a dummy. He's a dumb person. He got caught trying to overthrow the president of the United States, and he should pay a big price for that.
So the recent revelations against General Mike Flynn, an American patriot, are beyond disturbing. As a former federal agent myself,
absolutely,
what happened to him is an international disgrace and an embarrassment. I personally don't have a lot of faith in Director Wray, but what can FBI Director Wray, what can the FBI and DOJ do to ensure this never happens again? And do you trust Director Wray to enact reforms to ensure innocent Americans are not targeted again with a scheme like what happened to General Flynn?
It's a disgrace what happened to General Flynn. It was a setup from day one. You picked it up in about 2 hours, okay? And by the way, the other side knows it was a scam, but it's not to their advantage. Do you know that if you look at MSDNC and if you look at fake news CNN, do you know they don't even talk about General Flynn today? And yet, 2 years ago, year and a half ago, when he was under persecution, not prosecution, persecution, when they were persecuting him, he made up their whole show. And now that they find out he's totally innocent, because you look at this, and more is coming out, they find out he's innocent, they don't even talk about it. You don't even see a soundbite that the man is innocent.
Yeah.
It's a disgrace. He's an innocent man, and one way or the other, he's innocent. And you know what that means. One way or the other, he's innocent. But hopefully he can be exonerated fully, because they have to give his right back. They've destroyed him. They've destroyed his family. Now, ultimately, they were looking to destroy the presidency. They were looking to destroy a duly elected president who beat the hell out of a horrible candidate called Crooked Hillary. And now, fortunately, we have another horrible candidate, frankly, a far worse candidate who, I don't even know if he's going to be the candidate, to be honest. I don't know that that's going to happen. But, let's hope so. Let's see what they do. Sleepy Joe.
Well, will you be asking Attorney General Barr, when this is said and done, to be looking into this and Director Wray to make sure that this never happens again?
Well, he is. I mean, look, this stuff came from Attorney General Barr.
He's doing a great job.
This didn't come from anywhere. Remember when he was on Laura 2 weeks ago, the whole world got shaken up. He just gives a very simple answer. He's a very cool guy, actually.
I like that.
He gives this little answer, and then Laura, who's great, she goes on to the next question, and then she goes, "Whoa, wait, what did you just say?" She goes back because he gave a very strong answer 2 weeks ago, and yet it said so beautifully, and he carries a big stick. He's a strong guy, Bill. He's doing a great job. I'll tell you what, you're going to see what a good job he's doing. And I let him do it. I don't get involved. I say, Bill, you have to do what's right. I can get involved. In theory, I'm the chief law enforcement. I can. But I think it's better if I don't. And, so far, I think that. But I can legally I can get involved. Legally, I could head it up. But I am, wait till you see what's happening. And again, I let the professionals handle it. But Bill Barr is a total professional, and I think people are going to see things. We hope Lindsey starts with his Judiciary Committee. I mean, that should get going. That really should get going. He's got so much information. You could go on for years, the information he's got. That Comey report, 78 pages from Horowitz, was a fantastic report. I have a lot of respect for Horowitz. He did a fantastic job on that. And, he's a Democrat. He was appointed by a Democrat, but he's been very fair. That was a 78-page kill of Comey and McCabe. They did a report on him, and we'll see what happens. But Bill Barr is doing a very good job, and that information is you can view that as Bill Barr. I mean, that was terrible. Nobody can even believe what they're seeing, and the other networks don't even. Any of them, the big net, the main networks, NBC. NBC is a disgrace. NBC, I think, is worse than. I think it's more fake. It's Comcast. I call them Concast with an N. They're disgraceful. That they can use free public airwaves and give fake news all night long. And just as much on NBC nightly news with Lester Holt. He's another beauty. No, it's so much fake news. It's hard to explain to your audience how fake it is. And, the hard part, you understand this better than anybody. I know it's fake because I'm in it. An audience member sitting out there, one of our citizens sitting out there listening, they don't know it's fake because they have no idea. But I do things that in many cases are so good, and they'll make them look so bad. And in some cases, they'll do something wrong. I don't mind. Okay, let them report it correctly. But we do great things, and they like ventilators. Everything was ventilators. We had virtually no ventilators, a big thing. We now are the king of it. We have mobilized this country, and now we're giving them to other countries. You don't hear anything about that. They were killing us on when I took over, the cupboard was bare. We didn't have medical supplies and all of the things that we should have had under the Obama administration. So we did a good job. You don't hear about it. But the press is just very dishonest. They're the enemy of the people.
The decision to fire Jim Comey is looking better by the day also, Mr. President. So.
Well, I think if I didn't fire him, I probably wouldn't be here. He was leading, along with others, including people that were above him. And you understand that very well. It's impossible for him to have done it himself. I think Jim Comey is turning out to be a very stupid man who is, you take a look at that report. Just anybody reads that 78-page report, you learn a lot about Jim Comey. But I think he's a dummy. He's a dumb person. He got caught trying to overthrow the President of the United States, and he should pay a big price for that.
You just heard The Dan Bongino Show. You can also get Dan's podcasts on iTunes or SoundCloud, and follow Dan on Twitter 24/7 @DBongino.